Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming, and I have my cup of peppermint tea here, which means only one thing: we're going to chill and do some wargaming today. And the wargame is a follow-up to the first impressions, or review that I did of Attack at Dawn North Africa. A really great entry-level wargame. And let's get into it. So I'm going to do the Easter battle today. It has evaded me on the recording to win as the Axis. I have actually won as the Axis, and here is the screenshot to prove it. So as you can see, I actually did win. But for the sake of the recording, I'm going to take on the Allies on normal, which could be fun. I may be scrapping this recording and doing it again, but hey, who knows. So if you look at the scenario, we've upgraded the fortifications around Tobruk, which means the British start very much fortified around the city of Tobruk here, and the Germans are going to assault with some very heavy armor. We have a lot of very weak infantry units, but my plan is to try and brace against the German attack and then fall back to around this area, holding on to my objective because I don't want to unleash some Italian reinforcements that are sitting here, and then hopefully by the end of the scenario push them back to the original line. It is a very tough battle all round. The Axis, I've played it 4 times and I won it once, and the other 3 times I went to record I actually lost. So I'm still learning with wargames, so bear with me. But we're going to have some fun in North Africa today. So let's get into it and take a look at what we have. Here we go. So as we can see, they're on the offensive. I have a lot of infantry units, but they're quite poor quality. So if we look at the strength, the number of companies that sits here within these units, there's usually 1 or 2 companies within those. I believe the Germans will form up here and go for one solid attack. So I really need to look at where my forces are and try and consolidate my best units. I also leave a reserve force sat around this objective so that when we are pushed back, we have some strength to fight. So anyway, I've got my tea here. It tastes good. Let's take on this offensive. So right, cool. We're going to start. Now, the first thing I want to do is try and consolidate some of my lines. I want to bring some of these forces from the north. Let's not do a road move. Some of these stronger forces from the north down to defend the line. So we'll bring those guys to there. We'll break out this unit and bring them into the fortification. Bring those in there. Let's fall back. This is actually a stronger unit, but I think I'm going to keep them in reserve. We'll bring my tanks down into the action. Now we are going to have an attack of some quite strong infantry units here, so I'm going to try and reinforce my lines, because I know that it's not that important to hold this, but it's good to try and delay or tie up some of their forces where we can. But I really want to bring the majority of my forces to bear in the west. So let's try and get our artillery into position. Artillery plays a very important role in this sort of battle. Okay, we're bringing those down. We're bringing those troops. This looks like a stronger... There's 4 companies in this, so let's bring this down to reinforce during the battle. Cool. We are stacking up our units. We have a few artillery units here. Bring our tanks in. I just want to move as many forces as I can to defend this area, because we are definitely going to get pushed back by the Germans. Going to be a little bit more chilled in my playthrough because we need patience with this game. Right, so we have started to reinforce the area. Cool, that's a solid place to fall back. I do not want to let the Germans take this Fort Solaro. Let's move these into position. In the east, we really just want to delay the German forces. Oh, they've taken a different tactic this time. They didn't do this last time. They hit me here. That's... Oh, okay. This is new. Let's leave our artillery. So this is cool, right? This is very dynamic. The last time I played this scenario, and I won just about, they hit me here with everything. Not so this time. Who knows how this is going to go now. Okay, we've already engaged, and they are hammering us, so we need to get some artillery onto them straight away. We'll also get our bombers out to hit them. It's vital we break these tanks at some stage. Okay, so they're disorganized, but they are... Okay, that we're trading very well here, so that's good. Okay, it's vital that we trade well. Let's get those guys in here. So we're really going to have to prepare to fall back. I'm going to bring these units down here to reinforce the objective. We may lose the airport eventually here. Get these tanks in anyway to reinforce. We are trading nicely here. Okay, they've literally brought all their blue division over as well, so I'm not quite sure what to make of this now. Let's bring the RT down to support. I think we really need to form a secondary line. Because with this sort of pressure, they're going to break us fairly easily now. Right, let's up the speed slightly. Come on. So they're breaking these units already, even though we're doing a lot of damage to them here. They're withdrawing. We have our tanks in reserve. Okay, they are literally all over us here. Let's break these guys out and pull them in. Pull them to the south. So I'm thinking about my secondary line, and we're going to need to get some defense up near Solara, and I'm thinking on my feet here. Okay, we've got units breaking already. Not a good sign. Let's get those tanks in while we can. Though we are trading quite nicely with our infantry. Perfect, more artillery strikes on those tanks. Okay, cool, we have tanks also. The defense, although these units are already breaking, so that is not good. They are rather weak. Let's bring this second line down to defend the airport. As soon as we give up these fortifications, they can roll up our line quite easily. And we are going to suffer a lot of casualties in this defense, but we have to prepare for that. Artillery back online, so let's hit these guys. So artillery has the effect to disorganize a unit, meaning that this line here represents how much morale they drop on us, and that gets drastically reduced. Okay, if those guys move into there, we should trade reasonably well. Okay, we have bombers back, so let's hit these guys, and let's hit these guys. I mean, I'd like to keep this into day 2 if I can. We've done quite a bit of damage to their tanks already. Our artillery strike is over. Let's move these guys into here. Let's get a second line around Fort Solaro. I think we're going to move these guys away. We need some more artillery support. We're trading well here, which is great. Breaking some of their units, but they already have a hole in our line, which is not good. I would love if we could break this before they broke us. That might not happen, because they're under heavy assault here. But it looks like we're going to break a few of the German units on day 1. Okay, we've actually been broken here, but we also broke theirs. Which is very different to how it played out the first time round, which is super cool. Okay, we are not trading well. I need some artillery here. That should lower their... There we go. You see their ability to lower our morale drops drastically. Okay, let's form that second line, guys. Get some more AT into here if we can. As you can see, we are majorly on the retreat, but we have done a lot of damage to them and we are trading well. But we've broken another unit. Let's get this AT into position. I'm not quite sure what to make of this at the moment because so many of our units have broken. Okay, see now they have got into a fortification position and that really messes us up. We are not trading well. Let's hammer them with artillery. We need to break this unit ASAP. No, hammer the tanks, please. We need to try and take this panzer unit out. So, double bombs. Let's do it. Have any fresh artillery strikes? I do. No, I don't. That's not good. So we're starting to melt away here. We're not trading well. I may withdraw my tanks, but I don't know yet. If I could break this unit, it would be amazing. Let's pull the AT in. Okay, we can't seem to get through there. Okay, they broke. That's perfect. Let's get this artillery unit in there and this artillery unit here. It's a very, very tense exchange. But if we can hold a line up here, I'm confident that... Okay, that's not good. We need these tanks to break, but I'm going to withdraw. Because I would rather these guys didn't break on day one. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Because if they break, as they... No, they didn't break. Okay, let's get them out of there. Let's pull our artillery back as well. Or we can, for some reason. Artillery strike on those guys. If we can break another unit, we're looking quite good on day one. But we will have to form a second line. Pull these guys back. Pull the artillery forward. So if we can get artillery into this spot, we should be able to have a defensive line. I'm reasonably happy with what I have lined up in reserve. Okay, they're going to move into there where we should trade okay. But I have no artillery left for the day. There we go, they broke as they came into the square. Perfect. I mean, this is looking okay. If I can get my morale back and push back and retake the fortifications, we should be in a good spot. Let's move these guys. Okay, we can't. We need to get these guys through. The 3rd Australian Anti-Tank Regiment is a bit of a hero in this battle, it must be said. Oh, that took a bit of a blow. That's not good. We'll try and relieve them here with the reserve artillery, if we can. This unit held strong, which is great. We're not going to touch them at the moment. We have a very strong reserve line here, which they have not been able to break. Okay, they were supposed to move to there, and they moved to there. So one of the weaknesses I think the dev needs to look at is I can't move these stacks through other stacks, and it can become a little congested, which is not good. Let's support this line with a counterattack. They're not moving, so if we can get in there, then we can hammer them here. Day one will end at 1845. They brought their artillery up here. I feel like that's a mistake if I can intercept them. Unless they're trying to push to the airport, but I think that's probably a mistake. I still love the user interface in this game. I mean, you can switch to units if you want to. Okay, I may be getting complacent here. I want to make sure that we stay solid for day 2. Let's go to there. Here we go, we're trading, but they're trading a lot better than we are because of the fortifications. So that may be a slight mistake on my part. Artillery is still looking good. The other improvement they need to make is, like, you can see this unit is routed and it keeps bouncing around my line, when really I think it should just withdraw. Okay, they fall into low morale, so we should be able to get them out of the game. I mean, the last time I played this, they assaulted me here and they drove me all the way back. And I had to defend the fort here. It was touch and go. So this has been more comfortable, I will say. The dynamic AI doing something different every battle is really cool. I'm super impressed with it. Okay, there we go. Now I know that isn't... We're not going to trade well, but it's going to put some extra pressure on them to break. And it's day 1, and we're already launching a significant counterattack to our own lines. That's not good. They are low morale, though, so if we can... back it. There we go, they broke. Okay, so I would have withdrew there if I felt my morale was going to get too low. The other problem in the game, which I think they need to fix, is now that this unit is withdrawing, I'm still fighting it and I'm still taking a morale loss. And if you play as the Germans in this scenario, that can cost you because you're still attacking routed units, but you lose morale. So it can become very difficult. Okay, it's a real battle here as to who's going to break first with this infantry. But I think as our British units can break back out, secure the lines, get our artillery in position for day 2. We only have... Did we break? Yes, we broke. Okay, that's fine. But now we should hit them with a bit more pressure. So not long, and we're going to have to withstand the Germans and their morale recovery on day 2. Day 2 should be comfortable enough, but you never know with this game, trust me. And it falls, nighttime falls in the African desert. So, day 2. We've recovered a lot of our morale. We can get our units into position and brace for a counterattack. A lot of units are still quite weak, but I feel that we can definitely defend on day 2. Let's get into position. Now I think if we can swap these guys out sneakily, that would be great. Yeah, they're a bit stronger. It'd be nice if we could switch them. That would be really, really cool. So Dev, if you're watching, take that into consideration, please. Let's not move these units. What have we got here? A lot of routing units that we're moving. Going to speed things up. Oh, sorry. Might be good if I even start the timer, right? That'd be useful. We have to survive until 1845. I'm comfortable that we can do that. There are a bunch of Italian units over here that only get activated if they secure the objective, and they did not do that on day 1. Artillery is all in position and in range, which is great. Let's speed things up slightly because we haven't even had a German counterattack yet. There's no sign of them on day 2. Here they come. Oh, they've got good morale there, and they're trading reasonably well. Let's hit them with artillery. Let's hit them with an airstrike. There are only 43 tanks left in that division. Let's hit these guys with an airstrike as well. Let's slow it down. So as you can see, you really want to get your artillery focused on them. Look at them, they're hardly doing any damage to me right now. And I'm trading quite well with them. This is a brilliant trade. Their morale's already fallen. I mean, they lost 10 tanks in that time period. Okay, but we broke. That's not good. Here we go. You think you're going to do fine in this game, and it will start to hammer you. One thing you have to be careful of as you up the speed, things can quickly get out of control. Okay, they're going to break. That's not good. Artillery is putting oh, what's this? Hello? Smart computer. They're going to take out our airport if we're not careful. That's a big mistake from me. And as you can see, they're starting to trade very well with my units. Okay, we're going to keep them in the battle. We're going to try and reinforce this line. We should break them there, but they have units coming this way. See, I have to disengage there or my morale keeps dropping, which is a bit of a pain. Oh, look at this guy. Hello. Whoa, we are in trouble here. We need to get tank units up. We need to fill this gap. I think we can take this guy out. I mean, he has fair morale with 43 tanks. And he's wrecking this poor Australian infantry unit, but we just need to jam some units in his way, really. Let's get our bombers out. Hit these panzers. Do some damage to him. Yeah, that destroyed a couple of tanks. That's good. Okay, the Germans are starting to break, though they have broken one of my units here. Let's get to the airport. Don't think this is going to be a problem. It's one unit with only fair morale. And we have broken them across the board. Get artillery there, and artillery on him there. Let's speed things up because I feel like my victory is inevitable. They never really threatened me here. It was good. I'm very pleased with how this went. Okay, they bombed us and broke our morale. Okay, they have a good morale tank unit here. That's not good. I'll disengage here. Move the tanks across. This counterattack here has failed, but I like the computer's ambition. We really only need to break this unit, so I'm going to go max speed. I feel like the work is done here. We have this Royal Tank Regiment, which can go out and finish the job, and I think that's all she wrote. Let's push back out to the positions like I planned to. Let's retake all of our fortress Tobruk. Once again, you can zoom out. Beautiful game. Really, really nice. Made in Unity. It's lovely and smooth. And I have more war games on the channel on the way. I have just made contact with... Oh, there we go. The enemy surrendered. It's a beautiful victory for the British. Actually, we traded amazingly well. I must have got better at this game. I mean, that's horrendous casualties for the Germans. 143 of 252 tanks. I mean, congratulations to the British in this one. We did it. I will try and film the other side, though it is a very difficult battle. And as I was saying before, I've made links with Slytherin. They have sent me some keys. Very happy to cover more games on the channel. Really enjoyed that. This is a great game, and I think that anyone who's interested in wargaming should consider it or pick it up. And as always, please like and subscribe. We have a lot of content on the channel. Please also check out Tom's Mount and Blade True Roman series. It's an absolute killer series for the channel, and we're really excited to take our videos to the next level. Lots of things on the way. Please make sure to comment. It drives engagement, and we are always happy to reply to any comments on the channel. I've been Luke from LT Gaming. This has been Attack at Dawn North Africa, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.